Hey, Freddy with CJ Pony Parts. If you've been following our YouTube channel, you've seen we've just installed an SLP coder intake on our 6.2 liter Silverado. Now we're going to complement that intake and make the truck sound even better by installing an SLP catback exhaust. This SLP catback exhaust is going to be a direct fit replacement for the factory exhaust, and with its 3-inch mandrel bent stainless steel pipes and 4-inch polished tip, it's going to make our Silverado look, perform, and sound great. It has a straight-through muffler design and 2 different front pipes that can be cut to fit any cab and bed configuration. And today we're going to be installing it on our 2017 6.2 liter Silverado. For this installation, you'll need a lift or a jack and jack stands, a 3/8 ratchet, 13mm socket, 15mm socket, a torque wrench, a tape measure and a marker, a sawzall, file, and safety glasses. The very first thing we have to do is get our wheelbase measurement so we know which front pipe to use. Grab yourself a tape measure and measure from the center of the front hub to the center of the rear hub and get your measurement. In our case, it's 143.5 inches, and now we know which front pipe to use. Remove the factory exhaust, and there's only one exhaust clamp holding it on, and it has a 13mm bolt on it. Undo the clamp securing the catback exhaust to the catalytic converter. There's 4 rubber exhaust hangers holding in the exhaust. All we have to do is remove it from those 4 hangers, and then the whole exhaust can come out as one piece. With all the hangers off, you can now remove the exhaust from the truck. We can now begin installing the SLP catback exhaust by installing the over axle pipe. Install it into the 3 factory hangers. Install the provided 3-inch clamp onto the inlet of the over axle pipe. Then install the muffler. Tighten up the clamp to keep the muffler in place. We need to use the larger front pipe since our truck is 143.5 inches in wheelbase. So we're going to line it up. And we do have to make a cut on this. So put the pipe all the way up against the catalytic converter, and then we have to make sure this pipe can go 2.5 inches into the muffler. And we're going to make a mark right about here. So this pipe's going to be able to go 2.5 inches into the muffler, and we're going to shorten it. Now we're going to cut right along this line. Now we're going to get a file and deburr the pipe to make it nice and smooth. Install the very large clamp that was provided over the catalytic converter and a 3-inch clamp over the muffler. Install the front pipe, slide it forward, and then slide it into the muffler. Connect it to the catalytic converter. And tighten up the clamp. And tighten up the muffler clamp. Put a 3-inch exhaust clamp over the tailpipe and install the SLP polished tip. Slide the clamp over the tip and get the tip to where you like it. Make sure it looks good, and then you can tighten down the clamp. Alright, now you can check to see if the tip moved and adjust it as needed. And now we're going to torque all the clamps to 30 Newton meters. And your installation's finished. Now we can see how it sounds. Alright, this exhaust is significantly louder than the factory exhaust, which in my opinion is a good thing. At idle it's not super loud, but you can definitely hear it back there. It sounds really good. Can't wait to get on it right here to see what it sounds like under load. Alright. Now that's what a truck should sound like. 6.2 liters of power for you. That sounded really good. Way better than the factory exhaust. This thing was way too quiet for the factory. Nice and quiet at idle, but you can still hear it. It's really nice. Sounded really good under load. We'll see what it sounds like under cruising speed, see if there's any drone. Wow. No, so right now we're cruising right about 55 and it's at 1400, 1300 RPM, and you can't even tell that there's an aftermarket exhaust back there. It is virtually silent. So you can drive this thing across country, you know, on your commute to work, and it's not going to kill your ears at all. You're not going to get a headache from it. Definitely not going to get a ticket for it being too loud. It's loud when you want to hear it when you're under load, but when you're cruising, you can't even hear it, and at idle, you can just barely hear it. It's a really nice combination. Ready? Here we go. Yeah. Sounds so good. Now this truck sounds just like a truck should sound. This is an excellent exhaust for this truck. Our SLP exhaust is installed. As expected, it looks and sounds great. This is probably one of the easier exhausts I've installed. Installation should take about 30 to 45 minutes, and before you know it, you'll be heading down the road.